Here's my overall experience with boarding MSC Cruise Line for the very first time this past Christmas, December of 2025. And this was a 7-day cruise, so let's get right into it. First, let's talk about the booking experience and just the initial phase of starting your travel plans with MSC. So we booked this January of 2025, so about a year out before our actual time to board the ship. We cruised during Christmas, so that was really, really nice that we was able to get that date. But whenever we booked it, we were able to, of course, get all of our rooms and different things. We had 3 different rooms. So we were traveling, my family and another family out of Florida. So we had 3 different rooms and 3 different reservations. And so the booking experiences was very flawless. Um, we had to pay like a deposit up front, and then the remaining amount was due, I believe, like 2 months prior to boarding. And so that was really cool that we didn't necessarily have to fork out the full amount that at the very beginning. And we were able to kind of pay over time. So booking experience is great. You can kind of choose your room if you do upgrade to like the middle experience. You do have the option where they pick the room for you to save a little bit of money, but you can upgrade and pick your own rooms. And especially if you're traveling with multiple people in multiple rooms, you probably want to upgrade your experience so that you can pick your room and have everyone together. So overall booking experience flawless. 10 out of 10 recommend on just the booking experience overall. So next we're going to go right into the, I guess, just overall experience with boarding MSC the day of whenever we got to the cruise. So you just arrived to the port where you are leaving for your MSC cruise, whether that's MSC Seashore or the other cruise lines by MSC. It's very, very flawless. Of course, that day before you even go to the cruise, make sure you have your tags printed out for your luggage and different things. And honestly, whenever we originally got there, the boarding process and just getting there and getting through the lines, they were long, but they moved very fast. So at the beginning, it was kind of like, oh, we got to stand here. But they moved very, very fast. And the staff and everyone that is at the port, getting people on and checking security and all of that, it's very, very flawless. Once you know your time that you need to arrive to get there, to get on the boat, then of course you just go through. And if you are in different parties and your parties have different times that they are given to get on the boat, you can go with the one of the times that all of y'all can get on the boat together and not just like separately. And so that's what my family did, because I had one time, and someone else had another time, and then the other person had another time. So we all had 3 different times. So we just chose one and just all got on together. And so from there, you're just getting on the boat. And so they take your luggage, and all you have is just your carry-on stuff. And so if you are wanting to get to the pool, as soon as you get on the boat, definitely put that in like a book bag or like a tote bag or something, so that you have that, because you won't have your carry-on until later in the evening. But it was very, very quick that they got the bags. Like before we even left, we had the bags at our room, and the room is pretty much ready. Like that, it was like once we went to our station, our little like security station, our mustard station, I believe that's what it's called. Um, we did that and was able to see and get that checked off, that we looked at the safety video and different things, and literally we were able to go to our room, because on each of the rooms you have your keys on the door, and so we were able to get in because the room wasn't being cleaned anymore. So immediately as soon as we got on the room, we was able to go to the room, and honestly, great, great, great experience. And all I can say is, from just overall experience from getting on the boat until leaving, the service was great. The boat was well kept and clean. Every day it was just clean. Like the times that I was getting up, I got up very early, did like Bible study and different things. And the different places that I was sitting, there was people just, or like workers or different things, dusting and just cleaning. And this was like early in the morning. And I'm like, this is amazing. This is truly amazing. And MSC does it like no other. I've only been on MSC and Carnival, and all I can just say is MSC is top tier for me right now, until I go to the other lines. But top tier experience, MSC, we went on MSC Seashore, and it felt like that boat was just sailing for the very first time. That's how clean and new and just refreshing it was as soon as we stepped on the boat. And so, yeah, so that's kind of like your overall experience. I won't go into too much detail, but I'm just here to say you would definitely enjoy MSC if you have never been on an MSC cruise line before. You definitely will enjoy. And for those that are watching, that's maybe have been on one, definitely comment below your experience on MSC. I truly, truly enjoyed it. And yeah, so overall experience, 10 out of 10, 100%. Like when I say I have no complaints about this whole experience, I literally have no complaints. I may have one thing, but that's going to be in the food section. So let's head to the food section. Okay, next is the food, which is honestly the most important thing. We want to know about the food, right? So, as soon as we got on, we definitely went right to the buffet. First impressions of just walking through the area and just getting towards the buffet. It's very big. It's a lot of space. And it was honestly very overwhelming. When I say like overwhelming, because it was a lot of people, not the food wise. I'm getting to the food, but just the first day it was overwhelming because everyone was going to the buffet because that was like the only thing really that they could necessarily do right then because we had just got on the boat. The buffet, it was just kind of like overstimulating, but once that day went and the next day, it was great. Buffet. The first thing that I got, I'll throw it up here, and I'll throw up my kind of overall like rating of that. But overall, the food, the buffet was great. Pizza was great. The burger was great. The fries were great. Obviously, it depends on when you're getting it. Some stuff is not as fresh or hot as others. So it just depends. Obviously, that is a hit or miss because it is a buffet. So it's gonna have some type of variation, but I feel like the buffet was really good and had a variety of food, different cuisines, different things that you could get. It was definitely all inclusive when it came to different variations of food and from different countries and different backgrounds, and all of that different stuff was on that ship, and I love that. On this ship though, I felt like I ate so much salmon in my life that I couldn't even explain, which I absolutely love salmon. So it was up my alley, but it was just so funny. I think I had salmon probably like every day, which is fine. It's just fine. Overall experience, great. Dinner. So of course on a cruise, you have your like upscale dinner outside of your buffet. The dinner. We had a very late dinner. Our dinner was at 9:15 p.m. Yes, p.m. I said that correct. Back home, 9:15, have already eaten and probably in the bed relaxing. So the fact that we were even starting to eat at 9:15 and really we didn't even start eating until maybe 9:30 is crazy. And the nights that we did go, we left out of there probably like 10:30ish because it was a full course. You had your starter, your entree, and then you had your dessert. So first night was great. I got, I think, salmon again. Honestly, in my opinion, now there was some nights that the food was good, but honestly, in my opinion, I think the buffet was, I could have went to the buffet over the dinner night. Obviously, we went to the dinner nights. We went to a dinner nights a few times, and of course, we were on there during Christmas. So, of course, going to the dinner night on Christmas and going to the dinner night on like the special nights that they have. And you'll see that on the itinerary, like what nights they have, like an all white night and the whiteout night and the Caribbean night and different things like that. So, in my opinion, buffet was great. I enjoyed the buffet. I did not get to try the additional restaurants that they had on the ship that cost more. So they had like a sushi place, taco place, and I believe there was like two others. And of course those are upcharged, so those are not included in like the cost of just your regular booking. So you do have to pay that on board. But like honestly, I should have tried the Mexican place because it was like $24 all you can eat, and then you have like chips and salsa and different things. So I felt like that I should have did that, but I didn't. But I think overall, what is included complimentary is really, really good. We did not get a drink buffet, or we did not get a drink package. So we just had water and the all in the complimentary things that they had, like I think orange juice, and apple juice, lemonade, I believe. And so that was basically all that's included on the drink side of things. But you definitely can get the drink package. And I did try the coffee on board. I tried a latte iced, and no go for me. I'm someone that goes to coffee shops a lot, but not I would not consider myself a coffee snob, but that coffee was not the best. I was very disappointed. But if you don't get the drink package and you wanted to get a coffee, maybe you get something hot. Maybe I just should have got something hot. You can still do that and just charge it to your card. So it's not like you have to have a full drink package just to get maybe a coffee one of the days that you're on the boat. So overall food experience was great. The only experience that was not so kind of like put me off a little bit is we went to the dining room that we go for at night. That dining room, you can also go to that for breakfast, and so you can get like a hot meal and different things instead of going to the buffet. So we did that. The server that we had, the person that we had, I felt like he did not want to serve us. And I don't know if he was having an off day. I don't know. It was just very not the experience. The service was very slow. And I just felt like he did not want to serve us in a way. Like it was just the things that was just, I don't know, just the overall experience of that just kind of threw me off. And at the end though, like he was kind of nice and he like shook my hand or whatever, but I was just like, at the very beginning, it was just kind of like weird and it took forever to get served. It was just kind of like I could have just went to the buffet and got breakfast instead of sitting here waiting. That was the only thing, but that does not deter my like overall rating for the food. So overall rating for the food, I give this like I would say a 8 out of 10. Truly one of the top tier experiences when it comes to food. And yeah, so that is the food section on MSC as a whole, and specifically MSC Seashore. And I'm sure the food kind of intertwines to the other boats, but this is for the boat that we were on. Last thing is excursions with MSC. So we didn't do a lot of excursions as far as going through MSC. And honestly, the 3 stops that we went to, we didn't do any excursions, but I did want to do one excursion, and that was on MSC's Ocean Cay, which is their private island. So the day before, I booked, and I didn't even book this way out. I booked this literally on the cruise through their app. And I booked a kayak just rental, like a 2-hour rental or whatever, just through their app, the MSC For Me app. And honestly, very flawless. And they send you the ticket to the door. They like have that ticket on your door within that time frame before you get to the actual island. And very flawless. I will say though, if you do the kayaking on Ocean Cay, it's very far out there. So make sure you take the tram, because a whole nother story of me walking basically that whole island. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But going through the excursion, I would say through just their private island was very simple and flawless. Now for going to ports like the ports that we went to, like Jamaica and Bahamas, those could be, I would say they are similar as far as clarity and easy to like just book and be done with. But yeah, and it literally, truly amazing excursions. They had a lot of different excursions. And they also marked some of the excursions down literally the day before we were about to get to that island, Ocean Cay. So just be aware of that. If you don't book it before you get on the boat, there are some type of variation of sales. They might not be as best if you booked it ahead of time, because they do run sales like every week. You'll get them in your email and different things. So I would just recommend on that. And of course, the MSC app is where you will find everything. When I say that app was like top tier, like Carnival has MSC's app. What am I trying to say? MSC's app is like 10 times better than Carnival's app. First, you have your messaging app, because obviously you don't have any service while you are, on the boat. And so if you have other people on the boat as well with you, you have the messaging app to message them. Now, the only thing is I never got any notifications when they messaged me. Like I had to intentionally open the app every time, which I did not like, but maybe I had something off. But the messaging app was great, and you were able to send photos and different things, and it was free. It was no extra charge. Carnival charges you, so I did not like that, but I did love that it was free. Of course, you can see the itinerary. You can book like the shows and different things. Definitely, if you're going on MSC, book the shows as soon as you get on the boat. Like, go find the show theater spot on the app and make sure you book the shows, because there were some shows that I wanted to go to and they were completely booked out. They were like specifically like Christmas shows, and they were completely booked out, which is very unfortunate. But app is great. Messaging app is great. Making sure you know the schedule of what's happening. You can add whatever you want to be a part of to your schedule, and that will notify you. It will notify you, I believe, 15 or 30 minutes before the time that that event starts. And so you have time to get ready and prepare and get to the destination. You have, of course, the map. The map is easy to navigate on the app as well. So overall, the user friendliness of the app is top tier, top tier. The only thing is just that notification for messages. So if you are using the message thing, just make sure you're checking that very much a lot occasionally. And yeah, so honestly, 10 out of 10 recommend MSC. I'm not getting paid to say any of this, but I truly like, when I say like we were getting off the cruise and like that next day, I was just literally only looking at MSC, because I'm like, I really want to go back on MSC because the experience was just there. It was classy, it was clean, it was just elevated, and it was just amazing. Just amazing. Although I was not a part of the yacht club and I couldn't go into that area of the boat, which is so sad, because they had like the front boat, or the front end of the boat, or the front of the boat, not the front of the boat. And I kind of wanted to go to the front to kind of like see the sunrises, or just kind of just see the front of the boat as it's moving, but I couldn't get to that spot. But anyways, just overall experience, if you are on the fence of booking MSC, I say go ahead and go for it. You will not regret any part of it. And yeah, and I think I covered everything that I just really wanted to cover over this. Just the overall experience of being on an MSC cruise for the very first time. And it was amazing. And it was during Christmas, especially if you go during the holidays. It's decked out. They have Christmas trees. They have Christmas shows. The whole thing is just amazing. And so, yeah, if you have any questions, leave them below. I would love to answer them. And yeah, I hope to see you in another video.